few days now to sort of digest the losses that you've suffered on defense, and everyone knows that you can't replace those guys. But collectively, and as one of the leaders of that group, what is the approach? What's the message to your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. It's possible to replace a guy like Matt Milano, Daquan Jones, Tre'Davious, guys who've been established in the system for a long time. Guys who've helped us win a lot of football games. At the end of the day, that is, part of this business. There is no replacing those guys, but we definitely do got some guys that can play the game of football. Guys that I trust on the back end that can make plays on the football. Guys up front that are going to continue to make plays on the football. So we're definitely going to miss those guys, but that just gives more guys opportunity to come in and show them who they are and help us win football games.
Teams go through it every year. I mean, you were hurt. Michael was hurt last year, and nobody stopped playing because of it. So is there? And not to get too scheme specific, but is there anything that you change because those guys go out, or is it business as usual?
No, I think just the awareness, understanding who you're playing with, understanding there might be a little bit more sense of communication, sense of urgency with depending on who you're playing with. Maybe you got to over communicate a little bit more. So I think a lot of it just comes down to understanding what our job description is and being able to communicate that across the board, especially at a home game on Sunday Night Football. So communication is always big in our defense, and with those guys out, it's going to be even more.
You saw the team release your thoughts on mental health earlier this week, and with all you guys are going through and your teammates are going through, how much more focus are you guys placing on that with what's going on within the team?
As far as focus as like what's going on outside of here,
is in their right mind.
Absolutely, and you have to have that. And sometimes we talk about mental health, and sometimes it is tough to go through the ups and downs of a season, the ups and downs of a game, the ups and downs of everything. But being able to stick together. We're a really close group, knit of guys, and so we talk about each other. We talk about our problems with each other, and being able to stay focused and stay present and in the moment is huge. That's not just in football. That's really in the game of life as well. And so, Coach had a great presentation, I think it was yesterday, about just mindset and staying present, staying focused in the world. And there are a lot of distractions going on, especially right now with everything going on overseas, praying for all the families that have been affected by that. It's tough, man. But at the same time, we got a job to do. We're here to play football. We're here to win football games. And, you got to be in the right mindset to do so.
You spent 4 years in practice going up against Brian Dable's offenses. What do you remember about those battles, the guy, and just the competitive nature that he brings?
Very competitive, extremely competitive, and we know he's going to have some stuff for us, and we're excited about the opportunity. He knows us, and we feel like we know them, and there'll probably be some wrinkles here and there, but at the end of the day, we still got to go out there and line up and play football. We're extremely excited about the opportunity to play Dave's.
Said this week that you and Micah Hyde have a great competitive stamina as defensive players. What does that mean?
That's a good question. I guess you could say the same thing about him as an offensive coordinator. A great offensive stamina. I guess that's just being able to continue to play the game, no matter what happens, continue to just stay within the scheme, stay within your system, your technique, and your fundamentals, and just play the same game that you've been playing your whole life. Trust your instincts, trust what you know, trust what you see, and that's I don't know what that means, but that's my thought of it. That's my take on it.
Is there really no advantage on either side, because as you said, you know who he is and what his tendencies and likes are, and he kind of knows you guys as players. So does that sort of just wash out as an advantage for either side?
I don't really, advantages. I don't know. You still got to go out there and line up and play. This is the NFL. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. I played in the game in the NFL long enough to understand that, and so you got to come ready to play no matter who's hurt, who's playing, who's not playing, who's this, that, or the other. You still got to go out there between the lines to line up and execute and execute at a high level to win the football game.
How did you come out of last week's game physically? Obviously, you had missed the week before.
Yeah, I felt really good. I felt a lot better than I did the week before. I had in the Commanders game, I just tweaked my knee up a little bit, but trainers here, I'm ready to go.
Poyer, Elam's taken some slings and arrows after being thrust into action last week. What's been some of the veterans' message to him throughout the week to keep him in it?
Yeah, just continue to stay the course, man. This game is hard, especially for a young corner. Being thrown in the fire, not playing a whole lot early in the season, and I had been telling him, during training camp, kind of see how the depth chart started to play out, and you could tell he was kind of down a little bit, but at the same time, he's just being able to talk to him and kind of get to him and say, hey man, just keep working, your time's gonna come, and he's been doing that. He's one of the first people in the building, one of the last one to leave every single day, and so him just being able to continue to work, and he was working while he's waiting, and his opportunity presented himself. Yeah, even some could say he might have struggled. At the same time, he's gonna continue to work, and he's gonna make some plays for us to help us win football games.
You went against Damian quite a bit when he was past, now you're going against him in practice. What is he like as a competitor, and what does he bring to you?
Damian Harris?
Yes.
Oh man, it's really cool. I've actually gotten a chance to know Damian Harris over the last 6 months. We've been teammates, and it was funny. One of the first things that he said to me was, him, one of the fullbacks that was over there, and Gunner, one of the wide receiver that used to be over there. He said, look, if there was anybody ever in the league that you would not be friends with, this was when he was over there. He said 21 and 23, you will never ever be friends with them, and they all made a pact to not be friends with us for some reason. But he told me that, and he's like, man, I met you. He's like, man, you're cool people. So him and I have kicked it, off the field and gotten a chance to know each other's families. He's somebody that I didn't necessarily like playing against when we played him, but I'm super excited that he's on our team now.
Why didn't you like playing against
It's just I like the competitive nature he has, man. He's a big rack. He's strong. He runs extremely hard, and he's got a hard head. He hit that's real. He's you hit him and you're gonna feel it. So, like I said, I'm glad he's on our team, and we've become friends since.
Does that happen where you play against guys on other teams and you're like, I don't really like playing against them? Then they come and you play with them, and then you develop a friendship.
Yeah. The league, I guess you could kind of say is like that maybe. Guys from other team, and you kind of, you talk about the times you played each other, and, I don't know how often it happens, but it happens enough to, I remember that story, so it's pretty cool.